Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Everyone is welcome on this call. So if you have any friends like Elizabeth had today, you are always free to invite them as well. Today, I think we are in for a special treat because today we are actually going to be blessed with Dr. Samuelson. And I have the privilege and the honor to speak with him. So I kind of look forward to that. Today, our topic is belief and self. And that is actually a huge topic, but I think we will have some wonderful discussions, and please do not hesitate to ask when we're done. So with that, I am going to introduce Dr. Samuelson, who we all know, actually from our cellular health coaching program. And of course, my mentor has he become. And yeah, I'm just very honored. So with that, Dr. Samuelson, the word is yours.
Great, thank you. Long live cellular health. Long live all of us. Today we have a really fascinating discussion, probably about the most interesting thing that I have ever seen in life, and one of the most interesting things that we have in life, and that is our own mind, exploring our own human mind. And so today I have just a few things prepared, and then I hope to have a discussion. And Vicki will also be following up after I get finished with a few thoughts. And so here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Belief in self is our topic, as Vicki said. So who do you believe you are? That's a kind of a loaded question, you know. We have a lot of history, you know, on who we are. The mind, of course, determines who we are. It's so important. It's so incredible. The placebo effect, the mind can actually heal us. It dominates the body. It can make us achieve incredible things, athletic, our philosophies, ideas, and knowledge. But who we are, you know, is part of what we believe in our mind, of course, but what we've had in the past, our identity, who we believe we are ourselves, right? And now, if I were to be honest and ask myself, you know, who do I believe I am? Well, I could look at, say, well, I'm part of a great family. I've had a lot of, you know, friends that have had a great influence in my life, whom I believed and I've loved. Many of them are here, or some of them are here with us today. You know, the culture that surrounds me also has given me some structure as to who I believe I am. You know, we kind of build this up as we go. Probably the most potent factor of who we are the experiences that we've had in life. So today I wanted to introduce to you a few of the things, or the processes that, as we understand them in our mind, that allows us to make our own identity, be aware of who we are. And in doing so, we might be able to also find ways that we can transform ourselves and program our mind to be who we want to be. And that is a very exciting proposition. So here is what the psychology says. Thousands of books, hundreds of examples. I can't even mention them all, but I'm going to be very brief today. Who we are actually starts with our identity, starts with our beliefs. What do we believe we are? You know, we'll be going in a little bit deeper into some examples later on, but then our beliefs often lead to thoughts. We think about things. We think about what we believe. And these thoughts invoke feelings in us. These feelings then lead to actions, lead to us doing something. Feelings, in fact, are the mind's motivators to bring us to action. So if we were to look at the physiology of the mind, we'd realize that our thoughts are off on the outer cortex, of our brain, and in our bodies too. And then these thoughts all distill down into feelings in the center of our brain. And these center of our these feelings in the center, the emotional centers of our brain, motivate the action. So we don't really do anything without feeling it. And then the actions, of course, bring results. And these results then help to reinforce the beliefs that we had at the beginning. So this is a cycle. And we repeat this pattern over and over and over again throughout our whole lives. And as we start to build this cycle, these repeated patterns actually help us to start building our own identity, who we believe we are. And that is so important. This who we believe we are is so very important. In all instances, we'll look at a few examples. Here's a few things that we can discount right from the beginning, that we can count on, some concepts. First of all, what you've learned throughout your whole life and what you learned to be and how to act is not you. Your friends haven't defined you. Your culture hasn't defined you. What is surrounding you, your experiences have not defined you. These things are not you. In fact, the voices that you hear in your head of your subconscious mind telling you things, the fears, the anxieties, that's not you either. You know, the brain will learn in just a second that the subconscious mind is a machine. It's a computer. It just does what it's said. It does what it's programmed to do, and that's it. But what you choose to do and what you believe is what you get. So that's this thing. There's belief systems that in your life, and these define your life. We'll look at them. Limiting the beliefs that we have in ourselves can lead to self-destruction. I can't. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough energy. I don't have enough. All this can actually lead to self-destructive belief systems, which we're going to try to avoid, in fact, break out of. And probably the biggest thing that I found is that we can choose what we believe. We are not limited by anything other than our own belief, our own choice. And then you can also program your mind to be able to achieve that which you believe. And that is those are all exciting and very important concepts as we go on. So our subconscious mind, as we mentioned before, is just a machine. We're starting to understand more and more how this machine works. It doesn't have any reasoning. It doesn't have any conscience. It doesn't have any judgment. But what it does, it's programmed by the conscious mind, and it's 1,000 times more powerful than any of our conscious abilities. It remembers all the memories, the feelings, the impressions that we've had throughout our whole life. And it's working 24 hours a day to make these belief systems, these beliefs in ourselves, true. And so that the conscious mind will keep this program, And so what we have believed are our belief systems that we've already set up around ourselves, etc. They're comfortable because, our subconscious mind is always, or unconscious mind is always working to make it true in our life. Now, it could be good or it can be bad, but we'll go into that in a second. The second thing that it is built to do is to help us survive, to protect us from pain, from difficulties that may affect our ability to survive. And those types of things are programmed into our mind. And actually, they're kind of like the natural man. I have a saying that the natural man is an enemy to God, meaning that God can see in us things that are much greater than just our animal self, our survival. I think, in fact, I believe very strongly that there is much more inside of us than just survival. And we need to be aware, however, that our mind then is programmed for survival. And let me show you a few examples. One example is that of scarcity, a belief in scarcity, let's say. If we believe in scarcity, there's not enough, then our thoughts are, well, we don't have enough. There's some anxiety, there's fear associated with that. You can't trust anyone. You can't trust anything. You can barely trust yourself. And our actions then are to hide, procrastinate, hold on to that which we have, and keep these things. Don't circulate. Don't try, don't add value to anything. Just stay there. And what results? Nothing. Procrastination does not doesn't reveal anything to us. There's no growth, there's no results, there's no increase. And guess what? We were right. There's nothing around. There's scarcity. I don't have enough. And that cycle and then just keeps on going and going. Now, this is a survival pattern. Obviously, we'll go through periods of scarcity in our lives, and we do need to, hold on, wait it out. So, these things have positive values. But during that period of time where nothing is risked, nothing is gained. And so here we go. Now let's look at an abundance pattern. Okay, the belief is there is an abundance of everything out there that I need or that I want. It's all there. And the thought is, well, if it's all there, how do I get it? No, how do I bring it into my life? And then you feel like you want to trust other people, you want to cooperate, you want to take advantage of opportunities that you have. You want to provide value to other people. You want to show them what you have. You want to let go, you take risks, start circulating your money, start circulating, your time. You do have enough. And as you do those actions, guess what happens? Growth, economic increase, as well as personal increase, personal development, all of those things. And as you start to experience those things, you say, oh, I was right. The world is full of opportunities, full of things. It's full abundance. So, that's a pattern of abundance. Same belief system, same BS. But the thing is that now your belief is in abundance rather than scarcity. So anyway, here we go. As we start these cycles, now this is a scary part, we start to create our own identity. I am not enough. I don't have enough. I don't have enough time. It's sort of reflected on one's own identity, what they believe they are. I can't do it. And that belief, can either positive or negative, builds the identity that you feel you are. I've been going, every one of you, I want to hear some thoughts from you too, of the experiences you've gone through, where you start to build your identity based on your beliefs and the things that you've experienced. Now, nice thing to understand that these are all belief systems. They're all BS. You make them up. But they sure make a good story. In fact, all the powerful stories, all the books, all the things that we hear about every day in our media, movies, are based on this cycle. Here's a few of them. Cinderella, belief in self, belief in abundance. Mulan, belief that she can become who she wants to become. Beauty and the Beast, belief that he can overcome the beast inside. Kung Fu Panda, I don't know if you've seen these. I mention these because I think that many of these are familiar to you. Your Disney, The Emperor's New Groove. It's all based on that cycle. In fact, if you look at the power that has on our psyche, that's what we listen to. That's what we like to hear. Here are some of the things also that has made careers for people. Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy. You can break free of the limiting beliefs you have. How do I do that? And Tim Hahn, Jim Quick, and many others have shown without doubt that you can go and pursue those things that you believe in, and you can teach other people to pursue things that they believe in. And there's no limitations other than your own mind, what you place on yourself. The whole CHC course, by the way, is built on this system of belief, belief and attitude and learning and choice and balance and action. All of these things are part of the CHC course. What we believe to be true is for us absolutely true. Now, does it matter that other people don't believe it or do believe other things? Not to us. Maybe we can, learn and realize our beliefs. We'll fight to the death to defend our beliefs. And the only person that really can change the beliefs, our own beliefs, is us. So, who's going to win? What are we going to do? And how do we do this? How do we change the beliefs in ourselves? And that's the discussion that we're having today. It determines our physiology. It determines, the functioning of our body. So beliefs, more than almost anything else, affect blood circulation, hormonal release, and energy production, DNA. They affect physiologically more in our body than we can even imagine. If we want to be physically capable of doing something, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. It's the the same thing. So programming the mind and doing such things, I'm going to leave that maybe to another time. But we've, in the CHC, the Cellular Health Coaching Program, we've learned how to program our subconscious mind. We determine our beliefs. We're aware of what we believe. We're aware of what we want. We write these goals in the present tense as if we're there. We forget lies. We forget pretense. We learn true principles. We already have the vehicles that'll get us there. We make a destination. We set that destination in our subconscious mind by using symbolism, vision boards, goals. We can imagine that we're there, what it would be like to be there. And that destination then programs our subconscious mind to do amazing things. And we keep track of it. We keep track of the step-by-step, everyday things that we're doing to get to our destination. And that is the science of being able to program your subconscious mind. Once you set in what you believe you can achieve, the subconscious mind does the rest. It moves the body. It calculates how to do it day by day. It even heals your body and makes it capable of doing this. So, whatever you want to have in your future is yours to create. You need to pay the price. You need to be willing to pay the price. And the magnitude of what you want is determined by your thoughts. And when we get in a dark place, we remember and then follow the light until we can again remember how we plant the seeds that we want to harvest. Remember that if you plant grief, if you plant hatred, you'll receive grief and hatred. I believe it's a truth. So, and then consistently nourish those beliefs, and they become your harvest. So what you want for your harvest, that's what you sow. Then faith replaces the fear. You're not just in survival mode anymore. You're in charge, because you determine where you want to go, and you make your vision bigger than your obstacles. You write them down. You check your progress every day. This is so very important because you forget. It's so easy to forget these things. You look at your vision board every day, and then you sacrifice. You sacrifice the things that you need to do in order to make it happen. And that's the only key to true happiness, I believe. When you sacrifice something, you take things that are not of beliefs that are of no value or of smaller value, and you replace them with things that are of greater value. And that's pretty great. So that's it. That's all I have today to share with you. I hope that that was helpful to start a discussion. And Vicki, I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, that was nice to revisit. Some of the themes we had on the course. It's always very fantastic to get it refreshed and hear it with new ears. But one of the things you talked about is the thing that when we think we know the truth and that gets taken away from us, I think the best way I can illustrate that is if you imagine you were a kid and you start drawing, and you draw and you draw and you draw and you draw a house and you draw people and you draw everything you can think of. And then you have an aunt visiting and you go in and you show her the drawing and she said, "What on earth is that?" "Yeah, aren't they nice?" the kid says, "because I want to draw when I get a bigger. That, it looks like nothing. What it's supposed to be." If the kid hears that time and time again, maybe they will give up the drawing. Or maybe they are stubborn and they will keep drawing. I hope it's the latter, but unfortunately, I think that a lot of kids have been deprived of some of their dreams already when they were very, very small, because adults took them away. And I must admit, just looking at your faces when I tell the story tells me that you've been deprived, some of you also, from some of the things that you actually dreamt you were going to do. I dreamt I would be a veterinarian. Everyone told me I was an idiot and that girls are not going to be veterinarians. So I took another course. But luckily, I know that there are people who believe so much in themselves that they are not going to let their dreams go away. And luckily today, we actually consider the brain in a much different place than when I was young. So remember, please, that if you believe a thing is true, it's true in your head. It might not be right, but if it's your truth, then it's your truth. Then it's about, where do we get our advices? I have a problem. I need some advice. Where do I go? If I want to learn how to ride a horse, I'm not going to ask a butcher. If you want to know how to take care of a child, you are not asking a baker. And I think one of the biggest mistakes today, also considering everything with psychic, with belief systems, and with everything, is that I think, unfortunately, a lot of children are collecting their information in the wrong places because they're asking their friends. For instance, I've had a long talk with my granddaughters, telling them that I wish for them that they are going to find an adult friend. Not someone to play with, but someone to confide in and someone to ask advice. And she said, but why? The oldest said, I'm talking with my friends. I said, but how old are they? Yeah, same age as me. She said, but how much do they know from the world? And you know what? We can take that up to grown-ups, because where do we get our advices from? I hope we all get them from the right places, because if we don't, it's not very good. And every time something happens, it's going to affect your belief system. Because every time you hear something that's not true, that you believe to be true, or you take it in as your truth, that's not good. It's really, really not good. But we have to believe, because if you don't believe in anything, you will fall for everything. And that's what happens also in the world today, where we say, but an adult gets a phone call from what they believe to be a police officer saying that there's something wrong. And the police officer keeps talking, and then within maybe 20 minutes, they've got the code to their credit card or the code or whatever, and then they're just gonna run with all their money. That actually also creates a big crack in the belief system with the people, and that's not good. So we need to have a strong belief system, because if our belief system is not strong, what do we have? Be your own coach if you can. We've talked very much about spirituality the last few times. And remember, if you're spiritual and you go and help people, remember to ask yourself, am I in the capacity today to help anyone else than myself? Because we are not in the same frame of mind every day. And if you are not there, then don't offer advice to other people, because it's not going to work. And it's okay not to work every day. Embrace who you are, because you've got nobody else. And if you don't love yourself, how is anyone else going to love you?
Show them that book.
Be comfortable with being
do the work.
uncomfortable. Who's talking? Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because sometimes we are going to be put in places that is not comfortable for us. And don't run away. A lot of people run, and that's not good. Try to figure out why this is happening to you, because there's always a reason. If you believe you can, you will do it. And that's the whole secret. Never, 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 please forget who you are. Never forget how strong you are, how loving you are, and how beautiful you are, because every person, if they want to shine, are very beautiful. I hope we can get a very nice discussion out of this, because that was the purpose. So I will open up for questions. Anne, you were first.
Thank you, Vicki, and thank you, Dr. Samuelson. I mean, this was impressive. This is huge also. I mean, we hear it so many times, but then so many interruptions throughout life, and the media and TVs and social media. It's like just, they keeps us away from that. I'm going to be listening to this again and again and again. And thank you, thank you, thank you. This is really, I mean, I just feel like I want to leave everything and just focus on what you just taught today, because that's opened up everything that you're looking for in life. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Anne, for that nice comment. Makes me proud. How do you too, Gary? Brent? You need to unmute, my friend.
One comment to what you had just said, Vicki, and two to Gary's comments. One, Vicki, that you started out with a very important thing that everybody, all of us need to know, is this example of the drawing a picture. You know, the little boy or little girl that gets a crayon and he goes on, draws this pretty picture on the wall. And then he gets the little brother or sister come in and say, see the pretty picture I draw? And the little brother or sister says, well, that's dumb. I draw better than that. He says, oh, I'll go ask big brother. I mean, he knows more. He's smarter than I am. And so he goes and gets big brother. Well, you dumb kid, you wait till mom sees that. That's right. Mom's final authority. She knows I draw pretty pictures. So he goes in and gets mom. Come see the pretty picture I drew. You dumb kid, who grabs him and spanks his butt, you know, and that, you know, a few years later, he's ready to go to kindergarten. They go to school, and the teacher says, today, class, we're going to have fun today. We're going to draw inside the subconscious. I can't draw. And they give him a pencil or a paper, and no matter what he or she does, they can't draw anything that looks like that house on the board. Because the subconscious and the creative subconscious, you know, making the picture in the subconscious that I can't draw and reality match, because that creative subconscious will control the bodily functions, making the picture in the subconscious I can't draw and reality match. And we have done that with most of the stuff that has been programmed in our brains is invalid. And so we all ought to question everything that we've had programmed into our brains. All right. And look and find other answers, or find, don't let things limit you. Gary talked about a couple of real important things. One, most important, is that vision, and creating that inside, who you really are. And then when you do that and you have this vision, then you program that into that subconscious, then that superconscious or creative subconscious will make everything start to make that picture, that new picture, in reality match. There's a new movie out on the theaters. It'll probably come to Netflix or Amazon Prime pretty soon. And when it comes out, you want to watch it. Escape from Germany. And it's a story about a missionary in Germany at the time of just before World War II starts. And they're told to get out. They got 3 days to get out. And he's told to go find the other 30 missionaries in Germany and help them get out, escape before, they shut the borders down and the war starts. And the guy has no idea what to do or how to go, where to go or anything, but just steps out with intention. And we've talked about intention and how powerful that is, that vision and just the intention, because our bodies are like 75% water. And we all have seen, from Dr. Emoto's studies and stuff, and you can research that on YouTube, and what it does in tensions, and it creates the different structures in water. And I just learned the other day, looking at this again, that there's 4 states of water: gas, liquid, ice, and plasma, kind of a gel state within our bodies. And they are all subject to the intention, and that intention carries through it information in the water. I mean, and that's one of the first things in the cellular health coaching, hydration with the Gary water. I mean, it's so important. But once you set those intentions, that goes biologically through your body, but it also does something more powerful in that creative subconscious, because even if it can't find the information to make your intentions, your vision, a reality in your environment, then it taps in to quantum physics, as the scientists will explain. And they talk about it, infinite intelligence, or all the Eastern religions talk about enlightenment, or the Christian world, or religion. And religion is defined as a way of life. Everybody's got a way of life. Even atheists have a way of life. But the Christian world, that's the spirit or the Holy Ghost. That creative subconscious can tap into that infinite intelligence, that light, and get the information you need and lead you to make that a reality. You don't got to know how. All you got to do is believe, and then take action. Step out on faith. And that's that power that taps into all that stuff. Faith. It's the opposite of fear. And that is the magic of, what the whole thing Gary and Vicki are talking about. Most important thing we can learn is that who we really are, and the potential that all things are possible to them that believe. The other thing that Gary talked about, and I learned something new today because it just came to me when he talked about, the law of the harvest, and the seeds you plant come back to you later, multiplied in kind. Well, I got thinking about that, and I've always, said that, known that, but seeds are different too. All the seeds, whether they're good or bad, are going to come back good or bad to you. But some seeds have more power in them, and some seeds come back 1 for 1. But most seeds come back multiplied. Like a kernel of corn can come back to you with hundreds of kernels of corn. And so we have to be really careful of those seeds. But if we plant seeds of goodness and intention, we're going to get a harvest later. Just like a farmer, you don't get it tomorrow. he gets it later in kind. So those are my thoughts, and thank you very much for that new thought about the difference in seeds.
Thank you so much, Brent. Judy? You're muted, Judy.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to lower my hand and forgetting about me unmuting. You know, we can only control ourselves. And I had a really good, what do I want to say, thing that happened to me. I'm going to call it good. I do run an Airbnb out of my house. I rent a room that's a master suite itself. I have 2 master suites, so I rent a room for extra money or extra income. Everybody know what an Airbnb is? Okay. Anyway, I had this gentleman come in who was a traveling therapist, he calls himself, and he helps people that have had, say, strokes, for instance, to be able to swallow again and to be able to talk again. This has got a real good job there, and an important one. And I noticed that we get to see the reviews of where they stayed before, if we want, when we are deciding whether or not to accept their request to come to your place. And he had the highest is a 5-star review, and he had a 4.5. And I will say, and I'm very proud of it, I've been an Airbnb host since at least 2016. And I have always been what they call a super host, which I've always gotten 5 stars. Well, this gentleman stayed with me for 3 months. We had lots of good conversations. We had lots of laughs. And when he left, I wrote out a review for him that gave him 5 stars. There were lots of negatives that I could have written in that review. Many, many negatives. But I decided I'm going to give him a 5-star review. And he turned around and gave me a 4-star review. The first 4-star I have ever received in all my times of all my years of being an Airbnb host. But I'm happy to know, I know who I am. I know what I have done for him. I mean, I even bought him dishes and bowls to eat out of because he didn't like what I had. I let him plug in his electric vehicle into my house because he had a hard time finding places to charge his electric vehicle. And it made me kind of a slave to his car because I had to park behind him. I mean, on and on and on. But yet he found negatives that I don't even know what he's talking about because he did not expound on all that. But I know in my heart that I am who I am, and he's the one that has the problem. And unfortunately, unless he decides to look at himself, he's going to be the one that loses out in this. But that's what you have to remember, that I think it was Gary that said, you know, there's always good things. There's always good things. I'm so grateful for what I have, and it's pretty modest, but I'm very grateful for it. And I know that there's more good to come. So that's what I have to go on.
Isn't expectations wonderful? I think sometimes we actually believe that we can expect certain things. And I would assume that when he's been living with you for a few months, that you thought you knew him just a little bit.
Oh, we had some, fun times. I was blown away by that, really. I thought, where did he come up with that? Crazy.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Sorry, Iris.
Well, wow. Something that I have learned here in CHC, Cellular Health Coaching, is more about believing in me, in myself. And a lot of times, you know, we as a lot of you guys are networkers, and one of the things they always that you always have to learn is to believe in yourself, to be able to talk to people. And for many years, I struggled with that for many years. Being married with a scientist, everybody thought that I was very smart. And I was smart in my own way. But I knew that I have more inside of me that I wanted to give to people. Because all of us have something that we have learned. But the thing that has helped me so much was to be able to see all of you and see how all of you were increasing and learning, you know, talking about it. And I even got myself engaged into this, and I'm here not talking to you. To me, that's a big, big plus, because I believe now that I can have my own, I want to start my own video and learning and keep learning. And that's the beauty about this, is about learning every day, and you learn from everybody. And I get excited about sharing this with you because it powers myself. I get power in the way that I can express myself better. I'm showing you how I can trust myself. And some of the things that I wrote in here was about that cellular health coaching was able to open up my mind and be able to see people differently. I started to see what people have inside of them. And even in Spanish, when we do our cellular health coaching on Fridays, I have learned so much, and seeing young people, I get admired with young people. I don't know why, because there's so much they learn, and seeing some kids that they're in their cell phones all the time, and one of them is my son. I'm always trying to have them get excited about doing things that they can believe, not being so negative. And sharing this with you, it's a big thing for me, because I know that I can do it. I'm still working on this. I think it's kind of like, you know, the Lord gives us some trials that we have to teach ourselves and teach others. And I want to be able to teach it to my own son and have him believe in himself, that he can be more than what he is. And for me, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm involved with the In-Cruise. And one of the things that I got involved with that was because I see all the young people, how they wanted to change their life and learning about big things. When I got involved with the first network marketing with my husband, everybody knows at SIA, everybody was older, you know, and you learn from older people. It's nice. But when you see a young man that is only 17, 18, 23, 27, I mean, you're thinking, wow, what are they doing? Because they're making a change. They're making a change for their lives. And when I see them making $20,000 a month, I'm like, woo. So just want you to know that I believe what I wanted to see. I believe what I see. And I also believe in me, because I can also make it happen. And so I wanted to thank you for having my time here with you guys and sharing this, because to me, and hearing you, all of you, about what you think, what you're thinking on the things that you guys believe and the things that you have to struggle with, it's a big thing, because that's something that a lot of people are suffering. And network marketing is something that is helping me a lot now. And especially now, because now I have my brain more, I can absorb more things. And even in my old age, I don't feel like older, but I am getting older. All of us are getting older. So it's excited for us to keep learning and to sharing this with so many people that you love and you care about. So for me, I am very thankful for cellular health coaching, and for all of you that have me change my life too. So thank you.
Oh, that was lovely, Iris. Thank you for that. You just make me think. when I went through cellular health coaching, I was so lucky to be introduced to something called Ho'oponopono. And that is an old ancient Hawaiian practice that is based on forgiveness and reconciliation with yourself. And if you don't know what it is, I would urge you to go into YouTube and look it up. It says Ho'oponopono. Just to, I hope you can. Sarah, can you write it in the chat, please? It's really, really beautiful. And there are meditations if you need support for yourself, or if you need a system where you think, okay, I can do this, then no, you can. Because there's so much greatness in each and every one of you. You just need to tap into it because it's there. Anybody else with some questions or comments? Or yeah, Sarah?
Oh, yeah. So since you mentioned that the prayer, also, if somebody, like, let's see, somebody did wrong thing to you, but you can actually, instead expecting or hoping that person to come and ask forgiveness, you can actually do the forgiveness, like you will forgive them. So once you do that, then it happened to me too, actually. Once you do that, that person does not have to know. That person can be like 3,000 miles away, and you do. Then it's all about quantum physics, actually. It will shift the energy in that person. And it changed that person's heart too. This is really based on I don't remember the doctor's name, but he actually did this for his mental hospital patients. And so, yeah, that prayer is really powerful. You really have to collect your mind and every heart and focus on that, and be real like have a loving heart. And if you don't mind, I would just want to point out what Dr. Gary said about the belief. So belief system, once we believe certain thing, even from small comments from, like Vicki, you mentioned about this little boy, or Brent, I don't know, somebody mentioned about these boys getting corrected and being denied. And those beliefs about ourselves over time, it will actually result in certain emotions. And then through our life, we will use our environments to create that emotion. It's really our subconscious thing. And so, which means we will, even though things are not really, let's say things are not really sad thing or bad thing, but you will use the environment, whatever happened around you, to create that emotion because you are so used to it. And so your perspective is changing. So you will stay in that emotions no matter what happened. That's why, if you believe if you believe you can, yes, you can. But if you believe you can't, you're right too, but you can't. So so for the boy, for instance, that boy got denied with a drawing or colors. So that emotions got suppressed, but that boy has to create and develop the mask that I'm okay. I'm okay. I am supposed to be okay. I have to show in the world me like okay. And so, but the real emotion is suppressed. So so we live with that mask. Nobody knows what's inside of us, but the the emotions, the feelings about ourselves. The belief system is just the feeling is just right here. And then so we have to know our true self to go to the heart. And so when we know that truth, then we can break that false belief system. So I thought I would just chime in to share that. Thank you.
So insightful as always, Sarah. Thank you for that. Anna, you just placed a medical question, and we are not actually dealing with medical questions.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to write an email or something. What, Gary? Any thoughts?
Yes, she can, Iris will give you her contact information. You can talk with Iris on that. We have a few things. Yeah.
Good. I hope you understand, Anna.
Yes, it's okay. But I would like to talk about what we are talking. When I was young, I was very quiet, and I couldn't say what I would like to say and do. I always do what other people do, and I go after them and do the same. But when I'm get older, now I believe in myself. I do what I want to do, and I don't care about what other people think, and I do what I think it's best for me.
Be brave, stand for
Yes.
what you believe in, even if you stand alone. It's
Yes.
always a good idea. Yeah.
Yes.
I think, unfortunately, it's going to be the last comment of today because we are running over time. Brent?
Oh, let's see. Oh, can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, you're here.
Sarah, that was a incredible, important information about the quantum physics, about forgiving and sending that at expectation, that vision out there. And they feel it and you feel it, but it's in their ballpark and you're free. It's like it's taken all that pressure off of you when you do that. That's one of the huge magic tricks of forgiveness. When somebody's offended you and you can't get to them personally, and you can't get to them by phone, or they're dead, any of those things, your intentions frees you from that. And some of that are still that, and we don't know about the other side, but if they feel it here, and like that doctor has found out, they'll feel it on the other side. So beautiful comment. And I saw Gary probably got all the answers for your question, Anna, but I had something somewhere. If I find it, I'll send it to Gary and he can send it to you.
Wonderful. My last comment today is going to be a little challenge for you. Maybe you all would love to challenge your belief system and make for yourself a little assignment saying, what is my belief and are they legit? Am I actually okay having this belief, or am I relying my belief system on someone else? That little check-in is a very, very good little exercise to do once in a while. It's been my pleasure today, and I would like to ask Gary to finish the session today. And from me, thank you to all of you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vicki. Always appreciate you and all of the people who add value to each other's lives. And even though I've studied these things, and I know these things, and I know that some things to be true, that doesn't mean that I have learned everything that I need to know in life. And my problem is to forgive myself. When things go wrong, if you're trying to push the limits of your identity and your beliefs, I know with 100% certainty that you'll run against the opposition and difficulty and the voices all around that will say, no, you can't. Or are you kidding? You'll get those voices from all sides. And until the enemy is staring you straight in the face, sometimes you don't learn some of these lessons and learn to become the best that you can, regardless of those things around it. I hope that we can do that today. We put the vision that we have in our mind, pick something that is wonderful, that will bear fruit for you. And that's my assignment. Put that in your mind, put that image on your bathroom mirror, do whatever you need to do in order to be able to convince your mind. That's what I choose to become. That's what I choose to do. And I'm speaking to myself almost more than anyone here. Convince yourself and follow through with the actions you need in order to make that happen. And don't get discouraged. And thank you so much for all of your comments today. I wish you have a great week. We'll see you back here on Thursdays. We have these every Thursday, and they're available openly for anyone who wants to come. Great. Thank you. I thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Lovely.
Have the look at the chat. We have the email of my wife in case you want to count.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I have bought this book. I love it.
Yay.
Yes, I will. I love it really. It's better to read it. I mean, you have to refresh everything. It's so good.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. Lisa, take care.
Everybody should buy this one book.
And Dr. Gary, I just have to tell you, there's another part to Ho'oponopono, but I don't have it exactly, but it's something like I love myself, and therefore I trust myself, therefore I forgive myself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or so, you know, I'll have to find that out, but yeah.
Much
It's
simpler.
in the meditations on YouTube. You just look it up.
Thank
It's
you.
very simple. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you.
Right.
That
Right, I put that there, but there's one also for yourself. So I'm telling Dr. Gary,
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
we love him.
All right. Thank you. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you
Have a
next
good
Tuesday.
See you
weekend.
this week.
Love y'all. See you next
Love
week.
you back.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.